Hey guys, welcome to my YouTube channel. I'm George with Graphics Bar. Before we start, please take some time to subscribe and also hit the thumbs up for a like and hit that bell too for continuous videos to watch when we go on. So I definitely want to take some time today to talk about three things. If you're looking to get into the printing business, whether it's direct to garment, screen printing, embroidery, sublimation, digital printing, whatever it is. But three things that were key to me when I was looking to get into this business. Start off as a hobby, then became part-time. Now I pretty much do it full-time from home. And these three things really pushed me to get to the next step and I continue to see these three things as a big success for me. So the first thing is research. So you got to identify what you want to use or what you want to get into when it comes to the printing business. Like I mentioned, whether it's DTG, embroidery, sublimation, whatever it is, you have to narrow it down and ensure that this is what you want to do the research on. It could be two things at the same time, which is fine, but one of the things you want to do is watch a bunch of YouTube videos in that same platform that you're looking to get into, okay? Or I should say the industry. And continue to watch a bunch of different videos, whether it's videos from 5 years ago or whether it's videos from 2 months ago. It's really important. You can see the difference in the change if they're still into that type of business, if they change or if they're doing the same thing. And it says a lot too. Second, review social media platforms, whether it's Instagram, Facebook, TikTok, and see how that platform is going for them. Don't get too caught up on the likes or the followers. Okay, look at the content, look at the equipment they're using. Okay, and you get a chance to also see their website as well and just identify, okay, what does this look like? Whether it's pricing, their niche, and things like that. And a key thing too, as you do this research, definitely have a pen and book in handy for your pros and cons. Okay, because this is going to be a big piece to really resolve your research and what you really want, what type of equipment, what type of supplies, and most important, what company you want to go with to get your equipment with. Okay, so keep that in mind. Pros and cons is key throughout the whole list as you go through this research. Also too, Google local shops that do the same printing that you want to get into. Okay, so that's step one, is doing that research, okay, and having that to the side. All right, as your next steps, you definitely want to look at connecting with some of these social media platforms and connecting with people that you've been following or you just happen to see their Instagram, and look to send them comments, questions, message them, or even look to see if you can set up an appointment and talk to them. Definitely, that's key. Just be cautious, just from experience. There's going to be some companies or people that don't want to talk or don't reply back or just say, no, thank you, I'm good, because they might look at it like it's a competition or competitiveness, I should say. But at the end of the day, it's pretty much the same recipe. We're just printing away, right? But I do believe in this industry, it's great to have partnerships because you help each other out. All right, it's a big pot. Definitely call swimming it at the same time. But that's key. Look to connect. So I would just say, if you look for connecting with 10 people, you're probably going to get around 3 to 4 people to connect with. And if you get more, that's great. Get more feedback. Get more answers answered from your questions. So after that, look to connect with your local printers in your community. Around your area, whether it's a 5-mile radius to a 30-mile radius or a 60-mile radius, and see if you can set some time to talk to them over the phone or even a Zoom call or even visit their shop. Again, this is going to be challenging because some people might look at it as a competitiveness, but at the same time, if you do get somebody to connect with and they invite you to their shop, great. Bring your notes, bring your pros and cons, sit down with them, tell them what you're looking into and what you want to get for your shop or just to start off with. Okay, that is key. I do believe, like I said before, I'm going to repeat this myself, is partnership in this industry comes a long way. All right, and when you look at the third piece, of the top 3 things to do before purchasing anything or when you want to get into this business, is connect with the companies that carry the equipment that you're looking to have. So if it's somebody that, if you want to get into the direct-to-garment business, connect with companies that sell that, okay? Don't just look at one printer, okay? Look at multiple printers. Again, pros and cons is key. Definitely have a checklist, all right? And within that checklist, you have pros and cons for each printer, whether it's an Epson, whether it's a Brother, whatever it is. Have those bullet points jotted down, okay? And be ready to have your questions to connect to the sales rep team or to anybody who picks up the phone from that company. I would definitely pick up the phone and just connect with them. Literally take some 20 minutes. And it says a lot too about the company if they spend some time with you discussing everything and not pushing the item on you. Believe me when I tell you that, that's how I made my decision to where I got my equipment from. And it says a lot. Okay? So like I said, have your list of questions. Don't waste their time so your time won't be wasted. Okay? Ensure that you have your questions ready and ensure you get your questions answered. All right? You definitely want to look at, whether it's pricing, financing, warranty, what does support look like on the weekdays, weeknights, and weekends. And then also too, the biggest thing too is just not the equipment. What's the supply and demand mean? Okay, what type of supplies you need? What's the cost? How frequent? What does shipping? How long does it take to get shipped to you? Are there other facilities in the States that could ship it out to you if it's on the West Coast, East Coast, or in Central America? So those are key things too. Okay. After that, definitely request a time to see if you could see a video of them printing using their machines in their facilities. And that is key too. Sometimes I might just send you over to a YouTube video, which is great, but also request for some items as samples that are printed on. If it's a sublimation, sure, let me see a mug. Let me see a t-shirt. If it's DTG, let me see a white and black shirt. Okay, with multiple colors, bright colors, because you could determine a lot too, obviously, because DTG takes a lot. Pre-treat, if it's a dark garment. So samples are a huge key to identifying what you need, including embroidery. What to look like. Again, embroidery is kind of tough because you get to see, it's a different stitching, different, it could be different thread, but at the same time, you get to see what it looks like and how is it printing, and you could demand a video to be watched for something that you send over to get printed. So keep that in mind. Request samples as well. Those are the top 3 things I definitely wanted to mention. What I experienced, what I definitely follow, and I continue to do when I do research. It doesn't take a day for me, or doesn't, it takes probably about 3 to 4 months to really identify something, if it's the way to go, if it's the right pricing, if it's going to increase my business, whether it's with service and obviously with sales. So those 3 things. Now I do want to share what not to do. Okay, in now age, we're all caught up on social media, whether it's the platform on YouTube, Instagram, including YouTube. YouTube is a huge push for the future when it comes to that platform for driving a business. Don't get caught up on videos or a video or a person if they're knocking the brand down or if they're knocking the equipment down. Okay, for example, I know there's always a lot of debate on why not to get a direct-to-garment, or why to get a direct-to-garment, or don't go with this embroidery machine, go with this. Again, it's human nature. We're set that way. That's the way things are in life, unfortunately. But don't get caught up with one person's feedback or their comments, because things are gravitated because there's so many followers to that YouTuber or social media platform. Do your own research, okay? And find out, why isn't this good if they're commenting on things? And I've come across that where something was not presented well on a platform, and I was curious. And guess what? It's an item that I ended up getting after I saw so many negative reviews. And I'll just share some insight. It was something I could afford at the time. And guess what? I still have it, and it's still generating for me, service and sales. so it's working out for me. It might not work for others, or they might have one bad experience where they blow it up a portion, right? Because one negative, you reach out to 10 people and you got to tell them because you're upset, right? But when something's a positive thing, it's kind of hard. And again, I'm going to say that again, is do your own research. Don't get caught up on one comment, 2 comments, or 1 follower, or 2 followers. Continue to do the research. All right. I hope this helps. So if you have any questions, please send them over. Put your comments in, and don't forget to subscribe to our graphics bar. So talk to you guys soon. Thank you.